Hi Stitchy friends, this is Michelle and this is my channel, Penny's Daughter Shares, where I talk mostly about cross stitch, but I'm getting back into quilting and some other sewing projects. This is Flosstube number 4, which I can't believe has already happened. And today is Friday, October 8th. Yes, I got the date right. Why can I not remember that? I don't know. I want to start out by saying thank you, and it's for a lot of different reasons, but all sort of related, I guess. I'm going to start by, and sorry that I'm checking my notes, but I want to make sure I cover everything I had in my brain that I wanted to say thank you for. So the first thing I wanted to say is especially a thank you to everyone who has shared with me your cancer stories, whatever, if it was yours or your family members. I send you loving thoughts and healthy thoughts, and I hope that everyone gets to have as good of news as I've had after several years of getting through it. So I really appreciate that you trust me with those comments. I also want to say thank you to those of you who continue to share with me stories of losing your mom in particular, but you have also talked to me about losing other family members. And again, that really fills my heart, not because we have to share such a sad thing, but because you trust me and you feel that I can listen as best I can, right? I'm reading it. But that I can commiserate with you and offer you hopefully some sort of comforting words, whatever they might be, to help you feel better. I know all the comments that I've gotten always make me feel loved and supported and not happy, that's not the right word, but it always helps. It always helps to know that other people have experienced these things and, you know, that I'm not alone, right? So I want to keep it happier this time. My goal is no tears. So let's work on that today. Hopefully I don't have a lot of noise in the background today. Everyone is home. There's no school for my younger kids, and my college student who usually is out working today can't because our weather's crummy here in Michigan today. So he's at home working on homework, and even my husband's home and working from home. So hopefully we don't get interrupted. Back to my thank yous. I also want to just say thank you to everyone for watching, for subscribing, for liking, for sending me messages, for comments. I appreciate all the time you've shared with me. I appreciate that you take the time to send me messages or comments, or even the time it takes you just to click like. I appreciate all of it because that's not why I do this, but it sure does make it more fun, right? When you're getting lots of great feedback. So thank you. And with all of that positivity that's coming through and shining through, I reached 1,000 subscribers already. Oh my gosh. It happened yesterday. And so I'm really excited. And again, thank you. That's how I wanted to start this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you'll stick around until the end of the video, I'm gonna do a giveaway to celebrate the 1,000 subscribers. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about a few floss tubers who have talked about me on their channels. Again, I think I talked about this last week about a few people, and it makes me so excited to hear that, or to see that you're showing a thank you card I sent you, or whatever it is. It's very exciting. Excuse me. First ones I want to talk about, 2 tall stitchers. Oh, and by the way, I'll have everyone listed below in the description box so that you can go check out their channels if you're not already watching them. So like I said, 2 tall stitchers, Jen and Carol, mentioned me again because I sent a thank you to them. But they're so sweet, and I appreciate all of the help that Jen has given me in support and just being able to get this started. I need a little pick me up, a little push, and that I asked for it and she gave it to me. So thank you. The next one I want to talk about is Chrissy, finally a farm girl. She talked about me on her channel, and with absolutely awesome comments and compliments and kind words. It just fills my heart, and I'm going to say that every time I talk about everybody, but I don't know how else to put it into words. It makes me feel validated. I don't know if that's the right word, but sometimes stitching and crafting hobbies are kind of lonely because you do them mostly at home and mostly alone. And so when you reach out with people and they reach out back and you get compliments about how you stitch or what you stitched or how you finished it, any of those things, it helps it even be more fun, and I like my stuff even more that way. So thank you, Chrissy. Hi. My next one is Nicola of Bumble Stitches, and she also gave me lots of lovely compliments, and I really, really appreciate that you watched my channel and that you enjoyed it. So thank you, Nicola. Hi. Let's see, someone else who's new to me, her name is Carolyn, and her channel is Carolyn Stitches. Again, like I said, I'm gonna link everybody below, so if you wanna go check them out, you can. Hi, Carolyn. She had some lovely compliments, and I think she particularly talked about my love of stitching black cats. So thank you. And my last one for this time is Sara at Sara's Stitches. Excuse me. She mentioned me on her channel. Again, she's new to me, so if you want to go check her out, please go check her out. She liked the frame that I showed that had the 3 openings and it looked like a big long tag, and went and got herself one. So I'm always happy to enable collection purchases. I'm just saying, I know. So I thought that was fun, and I'm really excited to see how she uses hers. I don't know when I'm going to use mine. I need to get on it now because someone else has got one. So thank you to everybody. I appreciate all of this love from all of you, and I hope that I'm continuing to put it back out in the world too. That's what I like to do. I like to feel like that good energy is going out and it's coming back eventually. So the more I get, the more I like to give. So yeah, so 1,000 subscribers, woo! I don't feel like I did a lot this week. I don't know if that makes sense. Had a rough day yesterday. Just nothing seemed to want to go right. I don't know why. So I don't have any full finishes this time, but I do have what Nicola at Bumble Stitches is calling Fips, finishes in progress. And I'm gonna show you a couple of my intentions there that I plan to get done this week. But what I wanna show you first is I did have a finish. So it was Hilda Boo and Sunflowers 2 by Brenda Gervais. Excuse me, I'm gonna be coughing today a little bit, and I'm gonna try to not have it too much, but we'll see how we go. So just as a reminder, I used all the called for threads except for, I'll explain my little issue with that I had this week when I was finishing. And I stitched this on 30 count Witches Brew, and it was dyed by Southern Stitchers Co. Again, I'm gonna link her down below. And I'm not sure, she was talking about dyeing some more, and I'm hoping she did because it's beautiful fabric. Excuse me. So, all right, here we go. The finish. So, it's beautiful. What can I say? I love it. I love the color of fabric, and I wouldn't call myself a purple person. I don't dislike purple. It's just not my first choice of things usually. But seeing this on the cover of the chart, and then when I saw Southern Stitchers Co., her post in Instagram where she used this fabric, I was like, I have to have that. So I have really liked stitching this. It's a lot more work than I expected. Not complaining, because I don't mind that. Especially all the fill-in part. I love that part. I'm weird like that, but that's some of my favorite stitching to do. Like I said, Witches Brew is the name, and it's 30 count. So finishing this up, it came in at 6 1/4 by 8 1/4 is the measurements on the finished design. I don't have a full finish plan yet. I do want to incorporate buffalo check. And here, I'll show you the cover again. See how she has buffalo check bow at the top? Now mine, I think, is too big for a pillow finish, so I'm tossing around. I think an 8 by 10 frame would work really well. I just may need to add a little something, some buffalo check maybe, to make it full in the frame, but I think that would look fantastic. So if that's what I decide to do, I have to find the 8 by 10 frame to put it in. So that's kind of where I'm going. Now, my frustration with this yesterday, I tried to put my initials and the date on here, and I did it 4 or 5 different times, trying some different positions, different floss colors, 1 strand of floss, 2 strands of floss. I could not make it look good anywhere. And so this was really hard for me to go, all right, Michelle, you're just not putting that on there. You are done. And I'm going to get some tags, some personalized tags, and I'm gonna put a tag on the back of this when I get it fully finished that says what year I finished it, and that, you know, kind of like my signature of my initials on it. So we're gonna do that. The other thing is, if you are going to stitch this 2 over 2, or if you're going to use 2 strands of floss, I should say that. So like if you're going to stitch it on 14 count Ada, for example, and you're going to use 2 strands of floss, do yourself a favor and buy 2 skeins of Blooming Crocus from Classic Colorworks. I ran out, and I didn't have to tear anything out, or like, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but like waste floss. Like, you know, if you have to tear something out and you have to toss some of your floss, like I used every bit of that skein and I was a little short. So what I did was I got DMC 210, 210, and 211, 211. And I did a little mixing and matching with them. Sometimes I used 2 strands of one color. Sometimes I mixed 1 strand of each color. And I had to finish up this border down here in the bottom. And I did it towards the ends so that hopefully you can't tell. And if you can tell where I put those DMC fill-in colors, please don't tell me. Seriously, I'll lose sleep. I looked at it, I took pictures of it when I got done and looked at the pictures to see if I could tell where the colors were. So it's that perfectionist thing, and I know I'm working on it, but when you get that close to a finish and you need like seriously 1 length of thread to finish. So yeah, so I'm really happy with it. I would like to get it fully finished, but I got to work on a plan for that. So I'm not sure when you'll see that full finish, but hopefully soon, because I'd like to enjoy her before Halloween's over. All right. So let me get a sip of water. Excuse me. All right, so the next things I want to talk about are these things called Fips, according to Nicola at Bumble Stitches. And yes, Nicola, I think this needs to be a term we all use. And it stands for Finishes in Progress, just like WIPs stands for Work in Progress. So I showed you, let's see, I'm gonna set my board aside because I don't think I need it. I showed you last week that I had finished, and I have 2 things that I'm going to show you. Both of them I showed you last week, the finishes. But so here's the first one, which is a Mill Hill kit, and it's called Happy Halloween. Excuse me. All right, so I'm holding it on a piece of felt here. All right. So here's my FIP, my finish in progress. You can see I've added some trim here. All right, let me show you that. It's just a roll I got at Hobby Lobby. I guess I do need my board because the black is getting lost on my shirt. So it's sort of pom-pom trim, but it's a little flatter. It's not as flat as Penny Pumpkin. I used some flat pom-pom trim. I don't know what else to call it. This has a little bit of dimension in there, but all right, so if you can see, so I just laid it on top of the perforated paper. Is that holding it too close? Sorry. Here we go. Let's do this so you can actually see a little bit better. Okay, whoops. And I just snagged it. Ugh. I'll have to fix that. I'll probably just trim it off. So what I did was, and you can see right here, you can see the perforated paper still kind of sticking out there. I need to trim those off. I haven't clipped it yet, but I'm gonna clip that off behind. The trim, I just laid it alongside where the finished edge of the stitching is. I just took a needle and thread and went through and stitched it on with black thread. And you can't tell where I stitched it on. Like I said, I'm gonna trim this down a little bit, the perforated paper. Then this felt I'm holding up, that's what I'm gonna put on the back of this, and I'm gonna hand stitch that on too. Because if I show this to you like this, you can see all that open space. So I don't think I can just stick it on here because I think whatever I use to stick it with will show. I don't think it'll look very good. So I'm just gonna run probably some few stitches behind this trim and then attach the felt, and then the felt is going to be just to the corners like that, you know, so it's going to be flush. All right. And then I'm going to do a sticky board behind it to get a, like a framing border, we'll call it that. I'm going to use Priscilla's Pretty Plaids. That's the right name for it, right? The orange and black. All right, it's hard to hold this up. This is how a rough idea of what I'm gonna do, okay? So I don't think it'll take me too much longer to finish that. And then I have a couple of frames or like little boards that have a clip on them, and I'm either gonna have a little hanger and I'll just hang on the clip, or I'll clip it on the boards for display. So that is Happy Halloween. Last week I also showed you this one, which is Moonstruck, another Mill Hill kit, same sort of thing. So again, there's the finished stitching. This, I'm gonna use that same dark felt to back this, and then I'm gonna probably be fussy with the layout with this cool, it's Grunge Hits the Spot. It's grunge and it's polka dotted. I think it's Grunge Hits the Spot. I think that's the name of it. And it's black. I don't remember specifically what the color name is, but so I'm gonna be fussy about that. And so this is gonna have a little bit wider of a backing board like that. And then I have this piece of trim, and let's see if I can put it up here. This one has a right side and a wrong side, so let's see. I can see that piece of trim. And I'm just gonna stitch it on like the other one I did. Even when I went around the corners, I just had to add a couple little extra small stitches to kind of cinch up the corner, and it worked great. So it's one continuous piece. It'll be one continuous piece on this one too, right? And I'll just work, kind of ease it around the corner, right? So I think that's gonna look really, really, really good. Excuse me. So yeah, so I think I can work on these Fips and turn them into FFOs before next week. So yeah, all right, another sip of water, try to keep the coughing out. Okay, so full finish, or no, not full finish, just a finish, stitching finish, couple of Fips. I also am hoping to do some more full finishing. I just don't have specific plans for it like those two right now. Let's talk about my whips. I mostly stitched on Hilda Boo for the week. Right? Yes. I was just refreshing my memory here. What I want to finish, sorry, my board fell. What I want to finish is all the trimmings that quarter shop stitch along. So the last, the two borders, the last part came out this week, and I just didn't get it finished. But actually you can see, this is another piece of the frustrating day that I had yesterday. As you can kind of see here, gosh, I have just threads all over the place. Is that kind of out of the way? I have a little more than half done on that top border. And so I started in the middle and went back over to the side. got over to the side. I am off by 1 fabric thread. So I'm off by half a stitch. Is that the right way to say it, I think? And I also figured out that I did it within the first 4 stitches, first cross stitches that I did when I did this border. This border doesn't take all that long. You can see there's not that many stitches. So it's really frustrating. When I found my mistake, I put in these couple of guide pieces that shows me exactly where the ends of the border should be. And I debated on, no one's ever going to notice that that's off 1 fabric thread. But I know myself enough that it will drive me crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear this out, because if it was way more stitch heavy, I would just continue on and be good with it. But because it's not, I mean, I don't know, I'm not that fast of a stitcher, I don't think. And I think I can probably have that stitched back in 30 minutes. I mean, I got to take the time to tear it out, but I'll just be more happy with it. So I have to balance that perfectionist tendency with what makes me like my projects the most, right? So with this one, like I said, not too many stitches. Let's just tear it out and start the border over. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm actually gonna, because I know where I need to be right here, I can actually, I'm gonna kind of start my stitching, my new stitching, before I tear everything out. That way I know I'm lined up, and I can start from the far side of the border and then finish all the way to the side. That'll just make it easier for me. Another work in progress that I, excuse me, that I didn't get, I never was able to get it out because I was so obsessed with Hilda Boo this week, but I'm going to work on it this coming week, is Little House Needleworks October's Party. Okay, and I think a lot of you are pretty familiar with that. And just as a reminder, I'll show you where I'm at. I would like to finish this before the end of October. We'll see. We'll see where I get. So there's where I'm at. Just as a reminder, I have changed out the color of these letters to be, and down here will be a capital P on Professor. That's also going to be in Classic Colorworks Colonial Copper. And so it'll be P-E-N-N-Y for my mom. So I still love that. Like I said, I really want to get back to this. I was just so obsessed with Hilda Boo, and it was like I got to a certain point and it was, I just wanted to keep going. So that is work in progress that I want to work on. And then this I'm counting as work in progress because I'm in progress. I did get one part done. So let's see. It is the Stitch Pink October Quilt Along from 2020. So it's from last year, from Moda, and it's on their blog, all the individual instructions. The plan is to do one block each day, and at the end of the month then you would have a complete quilt top. I'm doing this as a celebration for hearing that word cure earlier this summer. And like I said, so let me show you my first block. Let me lay it out here so you can see it. There we go. Ta-da! Ooh, I gotta hold it back. It's big. can I just say I didn't stop to think about how hard this quilt or how much work this quilt was going to be when I decided to do it. I have never done what I would call a sampler quilt. Everything I've ever done in the past has been, you know, like a complete quilt pattern and a lot of strip quilting kind of stuff. So this is a bigger project for me. But I still really want it and I really want to celebrate myself. So I'm going to keep working on it. I only have one square done. My original goal was to have 7 to show you today. Ugh. What I did do was, for this one, I cut out all the individual pieces and then sewed it. And I think I did that all in one day. Yes. That was really frustrating for me. So I made lists. I have a page here for each color of fabric in the kit. I have all the fabrics. See, I put the color number attached to each of the fabrics so that I could keep everything straight. Like I said, I took each individual block's instructions. I laid out a piece of paper for each color of fabric, and I wrote down all the pieces that I need for each color of fabric. Can you tell I'm type A? But I think I will enjoy this way more if I can get lots of things already cut out, and then I can sit down and do blocks individually. This is obviously already taken me some time to organize this way. And then it's gonna take a while to cut. I haven't done any of the cutting. I don't know why. I've been doing other things. I obsessed with Hilda Boo much. So that's also my work in progress, and what I'm definitely gonna put a lot of my time into that this week. I still would really like to get the entire quilt top done before the end of October, or by the end of October. So I just need to spend, what is it, a day to cut out everything? I'm not sure. I'll just have to see how it goes. But then I could cut strips. Let's say I need 25 1.5 inch squares. I can cut a 1.5 inch strip, and then I can go through and cut some squares and make piles of things. I just think it will be much easier for me. So, and like I said, not only easier, but way more enjoyable. That will be way more enjoyable for me. So that's where I'm at on that. Again, I often tell you this, but I'll have it linked down below. I'll have the Moda blog linked below. I'll also link the kit. I bought mine at Fat Quarter Shop, but I did see there were other places that carried it, and I'm not sure if Fat Quarter Shop has it in stock anymore or not. I'm not sure. But you don't have to have the kit to do the quilt. The quilt, all the blocks and everything are on Moda's blog. Like I said, I'll link it below. The other thing, just as one more detail about this, is, I don't know if you can tell from this picture, all the blocks are completed and then sewn to each other. And I'm really going, eee! I gotta match all those points up to get those blocks put together into a quilt top. And just as a reminder, yes, I'm a perfectionist, so will that make me totally crazy? Yes. So what I decided was, and not that I haven't seen it other places, but what sticks out in my mind is Lori Holt putting together a quilt top, a sampler quilt. I'm not sure which one. But she did, and I think she called it sashing. That's what I'm going to call it. But, you know, put little narrow strips of fabric in between each block to make like a window frame, a divided window frame, right? For around every block. That way I can line up my points with the sashing, get that all, and then all I have to do is line it up with the fabric, and it gives me a little more wiggle room to make it look really great. And so, like I said, I'm just gonna use the white for that, and then in between each intersection, I'll put a square of, and I think I'm just gonna use the pinks in the quilt. I'll just use whatever scraps I have, unless I have enough of one of the colors left when I get to that point, then I'll use all one color. If not, no big deal. I'll just keep it scrappy because the whole quilt is made with lots of different stuff. So those are my plans with that. Lots of big plans, but this is a really big project. And I knew that, but I didn't know just how big it is. So, but doesn't that make it even more special and more significant? Yes, it does. And it's just not gonna be fast. So I'm gonna get to that this week some more. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break to reset and get a couple other things together here, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm reset and ready to go. So the first thing now I would like to talk about, it's not the first thing. I don't even know what number I'm at. 3, 4, 10, 20, I'm not sure. I want to talk about collection additions. I don't know if you remember me telling you last week that I felt like I had the world's smallest haul for Flosstube ever. And I think I also mentioned that I would make up for it this week. I did. Don't be disappointed. Yeah, so I don't know, I can't remember for sure if I'd had these things ordered and I just had to wait for them to show up. I'm not sure, but I know some of it was ordered ahead of time. This is not exactly stitching related, but I found this on Target online. Look at this cool, I haven't even opened it, and I'll make a bunch of noise. So I'm not gonna do that to you. There we go, I'll hold it to the side. So yes, this is really cool bead garland. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. It says it's 6 feet long, but yeah, so I found it on Target online. I really like it. And let's see. Oh, so I've eyed this for a really long time. I've seen people working on it, getting their kits, and I was in debate on it, I guess. I'm not sure why, but then I found out that they were wrapping up the ordering of it. So I think I was actually on like a wait list, and I was able to get the chart. What Remains, Blackbird Designs. I just got the chart. I didn't get the kit because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to stitch it all called for or not yet. So, and when am I going to do this? I'm not sure, but it needed to be in my collection because I really love it. I think it's beautiful and I love what it says, and I just think it will be a really fun stitch. So I need to add it in my collection. Let's see, my next purchases. So someone posted on Instagram, and I apologize, I don't remember who it was, but she mentioned this shop, Always in Stitches in Indiana, and mentioned that they had an online store also. Did I hold that up long enough? I will put this down below also, but here's their website. Anyway, Always in Stitches, Indiana, posted on Instagram. Like I said, I forgot, I don't remember who posted it, but they said, if you're looking for Picture This Plus Murky 40 count, they have it in stock. So I called them. I found it on their website and it said it was there, but we know that it's hard for shops to keep their site and their shops inventory matched up, right? So I called them. They were fantastically nice and said, yes, it's in, and I'm gonna set aside a piece for you, get your order in by the end of the day, and it'll be there. So, because we know a piece of fabric can't travel all by itself, right? So we definitely need a pattern to go with it. Not that I'm gonna stitch this on Murky, but again, this is another one that I just really like. And I saw it, and so I thought, yeah, let's add that to the collection. So I have that, but also a pattern and one piece of fabric, they're still pretty lonely, right? So they need to have a few friends. Let's have a party in the box that comes, right? So how about all of these fabrics in this mini charm pack? So yeah, so my shopping was not lonely in its package. This is BasicGrey cider. And I apologize, I don't remember when it came out. I think it was early this year. But a lot of places have sold out of it or whatever, and I didn't find it until that happened and I saw it on their website and decided to snag up some. So I was able to put together a few pieces of it. It's not a complete of the collection, that's okay, but I liked it a lot. I love BasicGrey's fabrics. I love those their style and everything. So I was just kind of looking at it, but I was like, I don't love it. Now that I have it in person and I have it with me and I see the colors in person, I love it. And I can't wait to do something with it. What am I gonna do with it? I don't know yet. It's gonna look really pretty in my collection though. And isn't that part of the fun? And that way no one was lonely traveling. So, yep, so I have that. So that's everything that I ordered from Always in Stitches. All right, and again, I will link their website below if you want to go check them out. Next thing I ordered is, I don't think I had any Lady Dot Creates trims in my collection. And I'm trying to do a lot more finishes, right? So I need some supplies just to have some things. And so it was her in Hands On Design that did the Philanthropic Pumpkin. Well, haha, I ordered, so it was all wrapped nice. You can see I already ripped it, but. So from Lady Dot Creates on Etsy, I got my Philanthropic Pumpkin. Oh, I love this so much. I can't wait to make it. It's on the list this week. It is getting started. I mean, the stitching is not going to take that long, right? And then building the pumpkin itself, oh, it's going to be fun, and it's going to look so cute when it's done. So yes, Philanthropic Pumpkin. And guys, stuff can't travel by itself. I mean, I know there's lots of stuff in here in the kit to kind of keep each other company, but this by itself can't be alone. So I ordered some chenille trim, this is the color Vintage. This rickrack, also the color Vintage. And pom-pom trim, or mini pom-pom trim, right? I think so, it's pretty small, right? It's also Vintage. I didn't have any kind of trims like that were grungy, I'll call it that, or distressed. So, yep, so those came to be a party in the package. And then I found on her Etsy shop that she sells, she calls them bags of bits. And can you see this? Oh my gosh, I haven't even opened it, but I just keep looking at it. Yep, I had to buy 2 because, I don't know. I need it for my collection, that's why. And I don't want anybody to be lonely. So yeah, I'm really already, in this one, you can see a darker purple rickrack. In this one, there is a lighter, here it is on this side, a lighter purple rickrack. I don't know if you can, are those showing? That'll help me. Okay, so there's the dark and there's the lighter shade. And I think those will go really well with Hilda Boo back there on my chair. I think they'll look especially awesome if I could layer them with some black and white buffalo check ribbon, which I do have in my collection, a couple different sizes. So that's part of what I'm kind of mulling around to finish up, or to figure out and decide on that full finish on Hilda Boo. So yeah, so that was a really, love this package. Like, I just love all these little kind of surprises, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna be able to pull some of these out and use them when I don't know what I'm gonna do with a full finish to start with, and to have lots of pom-pom trim and lots of rickrack that I can add to little pillows in a variety of colors. It's just, I could talk about it all day. So Lady Creates, her Etsy shop. That's where I got this stuff. So yeah, I think that wraps up my collections for the week. And so my plans for the coming week. I already talked about my quilt along, the Stitch Pink quilt along. I'm gonna work on that. Gosh, I would love that a week from now, I'm sort of caught up on the blocks in terms of, so let's say I would be about halfway through all the block, 14, 15 blocks done. We will see. That's a lot, and I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. I want to enjoy this. It's supposed to be a celebration for me, so I want to have fun with it too. So I want to do that. I already told you, I showed you my Fips, my finishes in progress. I want to get those 2 full finishes done, and then I've showed you I have a number of things that are stitched and finished that are Halloween that I would like to work on some more full finishes with that stuff. Again, let's see how the week goes, what I work on and what I can pull out and get to. Let's see. I already said I was gonna finish all the trimmings this week, work on October's party. I'm looking at everything I have on my list, right? Okay, I showed you this last week. 2 Pumpkins Bright, hello from Liz Mathews. My intention was to start it this past week. Didn't happen. I have 40 count Grandpa's sleeve from XJU Designs. I have all the flosses ready to go. So I'd really like to get a start on this one. if I can get to it. I have not picked a fabric for this one. I would also love to start this if I could, which is Teresa Kogut, Hazel's Halloween Friends. I love these charts so much. I need to find time for them. And then, like I already explained, the final thing I want to work on is the Philanthropic Pumpkin. Oh, isn't it? It's so cute. So yeah, I want to get that started this week. Those are some lofty goals, right? Yes, and there's no way I can get through all of those in a week. But I like to have options, and after my frustrating day yesterday, I want to make up for it by just doing some things that I am loving and enjoying doing and feeling accomplished on. So we're going to make up for it. All right, my final thing for today is let's talk celebrating 1,000 subscribers. Oh! All right, so this is what I want to do. I want to offer an Etsy gift card to the randomly selected person who comments below. Please be a subscriber. Please like this video. Please don't use the word giveaway, free, freebie, any of that stuff. I think everybody knows the rules, right? But yeah, I'm going to send out, and I'm sorry, it's open to anyone in the world because I will be able to email you the gift card. So that's what I would like to do to celebrate 1,000 subscribers and say thank you for everyone who has been part of that process. I really appreciate it. So what I'd like you to do is in the comments below, your code word is LNS. Put them all together for your local needlework shop, and I would like you to tell me who your local needlework shop is, where it is, you know, at least a state, right? Or country for that matter. And, or if you don't have a local needlework shop, you can say, I wish I had one, but here's my favorite online place to shop. I'd love to hear about everyone's local or favorite things, but just make sure you include LNS, all together, all one word, in your comment, and you can be entered to win the Etsy gift card. My local needlework shop is in Fenton, Michigan. It's called Stitches and Things. And I think, honestly, I think a number of people are aware of them. It seems like, I feel like I hear a lot of talk about it. I do not get there as often as I would like. As close as it is, it's only like 30 minutes for me, which is crazy, but it's 30 minutes out of the way, right? So I have to like make a plan that I'm gonna go there. It's not like, you know, I'm gonna run errands and I'm gonna stop by Stitches and Things to pick something up. So like I said, I don't get there as often as I would like, but they've always been really wonderful, very helpful, and I've really enjoyed getting to know them there. So I'm gonna wrap this up because I have talked way longer than I thought I was going to. I was feeling like I didn't have that much to talk about this time, and look what happened. I talked just as long, maybe longer than last time. Holy smokes. But thank you again for your support and your love and your kindness. I appreciate all of it so, so much. Be sure to get entered below if you want to win that Etsy gift card. I will announce the winner on the next Flosstube next week, which will be Flosstube 5. I didn't plan out what I was going to say to wrap this up. So I'm just like, oh, am I forgetting anything? I hope everyone has a really great week. I hope you stitch lots if that's what you are wanting to do. I hope it's fun stitching and not frustrating. Make it fun. And that's my plan. Thank you for sharing all of your time with me, whether it's watching my video, taking the time to like it, taking the time to subscribe, taking the time to send me a comment, taking time to send me a message. I know that all takes commitment from all of us, just to share our feelings with each other. And I try to do it myself, but sometimes you run out of time too, right? So I want you all to know I appreciate any time you provide me with and share with me. I know how valuable it is, and I really appreciate it. So I wish you a very good week, and I wish myself a good week. No more frustrating days. And I hope to accomplish a lot and have fun while I'm doing it. Have a great week.